Good morning. So this morning I wanted to talk about what I feel my overall message or voice is here for, which is to help you discover your purpose, discover who you are on the inside. It's the awakening process. So I'm just going to allow you to look at these three piles. And we're going to ask that there'll be a personal message for whichever pile you choose. So you have the amethyst, the emerald, and this purple crystal here. I'm not sure what that one is. And you can choose whichever one you want and take a moment to resonate with any of these stones. And whilst you're thinking about that, I was just been talking to a lot of people since kind of sharing in group chats and things about the awakening journey. That's, for me, that's what this is all about. And on the awakening of you have the ability to share your story and encourage and help others. And that's, to me, what it's all about. And I was given this picture this morning. It's reminded me of this necklace that I wear sometimes. It's like a dream catcher, but it's also a bit like a spider web with a spider or a fly in the center of it, if you can see that. And I've had this analogy of the awakening process being a little bit like a spider's web. In one sense, we're trapped in this web. Not trapped, that sounds bad, but we're in this web that we can't get out of. The only way out is through. And the only way that we're going to discover and free ourselves from all these lessons and all these things and all these situations that are creating us to face our inner hurts, our inner wounds, the things that have prevented us from being our true self, is to go through this process where we kind of feel a bit like, we have no other choice but to face all the things that are within this web of awakening. And you can try and run from it. You can try and say, okay, I'm done. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of the energies. I've had enough of whatever. But it's all for your good. And it's just about perspective. There are days, obviously, we get down and we get fed up with, the constant lessons and the constant having to face your shadows and the constant feeling, like it's a trial, it's a battle, but the battle's won. We have the opportunity to wake up feeling 100% better, and on the way, as we taking off these layers of falseness, as we're taking off these layers of things that are not really us and never have been. We've put this front on to be accepted in the world. Those things are falling off, and yes, it might feel uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, it's all for our highest good. So we should just try and see the perspective that it's for our good. And I was thinking the other day, it's like we are rainbows. We have the ability to express every colour. We are unique and wonderful in the way that our colours shine. But in life, if somebody comes along and says, I only like red, you will only show them red. And that's conditioning. That's the world that we live in, that we're conditioned for approval, shall I say, or to be liked or accepted, to only show parts of ourselves that we know will be accepted. But this journey is about embracing every part of you. And that can mean parts that you feel, oh, that's a bit strange, or that might not be understood, or that might not be accepted. But at the end of the day, you've got to follow your heart. You've got to awaken your heart to your true essence. And whoever joins you, joins you. Whoever doesn't. Just don't spend too much time worrying about earthly things. Like your journey is so personal, and you need to peel back those layers and become you, and stop fearing what other people think. If people are meant to join you on your journey, then they will. And they will be there to help you and promote you to your highest good. They won't be, well, I'll only accept you if. That's conditional love. That's not what we're about. We're about unconditional love. Loving people, the full essence of them, their true selves, seeing beyond the mask, seeing beyond the layers, seeing beyond the ego, and saying, no, I see you, and I know that at your core you're this, and I see it, and I'm trying to lovingly help you find that. But the journey is ours. You can't do the journey for someone else. You can only do you. So what is your purpose? What is your mission? Let's go. I'm going to go for this big amethyst first. So if you chose the big amethyst, this message is for you. Dance with life. So I think there's this element of being childlike again. You know, this can become heavy, and we don't want to be heavy. You want to be childlike, and you want to feel free, and you want to enjoy yourself, and you want to express yourself, I think, like a child. Look at the expression there, arms up in the air, heart facing upwards, like heart opening, looking up to source. That is a beautiful card. That is about letting things go, releasing. You've got the full moon here. We've just had the full moon. And it's about, I think, just look at the expression there, freedom, expressing yourself, dancing, letting rubbish go. Let it go. Breathing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming in a new world, dreaming a new world into being. So this is about creativity. Look at her, she's almost orchestrating the stars here, and she's got these circles around her, this infinity, this completion, also protection around her. She's in the center of that circle, and she knows what she's doing. She's done, like, see, they're becoming levels here. She started with a big circle, you know, tentatively maybe approaching this journey, tentatively approaching her gifts, tentatively sort of giving herself lots of room and maybe, you know, the opportunity to run away if she doesn't like it. And she's realized it's fine. So it's gone in, and she's tried this, and she's focused. She's more focused and sharp with what she's doing, and in and in. And now here, look, she's in the center. She knows what she's doing. Her arms are up. There's nothing about her physique that suggests that she's timid or weak or shying away. And that's where you need to get to. You're heading in this direction where you're going to be orchestrating and creating your reality and knowing who you are and standing firm and strong. And that comes from dancing with life, being free, letting things go. Release off the heavy feeling. Just enjoy it. Because you are a pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. See, you are the creator. You are you create things. You make things happen, and you do that by enjoying life, dancing with life, following the little breadcrumbs along the way, like we spoke about, and trusting that Source has your back. Look, she's looking up to Source. Look at that light coming down. Source all the way through, and it's a reflection that we spoke of the other day. As above, so below. Source will give you everything that you need, and it will manifest and reflect itself in your earthly reality. You need to trust. You need to be in that vibration. Don't be over here like hiding. Align yourself with Source. Start listening. Trust what you're hearing. Have fun. Release off all the things that no longer serve you. And I'm hearing breathe it in. Just breathe it in. Just take a full fresh air. It's almost like these two here are lungs. And you're breathing in this air. You're breathing in Source. And as you do, you're aligning yourself with your highest self, your highest potential. So that was group number 1. Group number 2, if you chose the green emerald. Oh, share your voice. I like that. Maybe it's time to start talking about the things that you're seeing and hearing. Maybe it's time to have a blog. Maybe it's time to start writing things down and sharing things. Maybe it's just talking with friends that might get your journey. But it's time to share your voice. Come out of the cave. I mean, we're getting a lot of this. It's time. It's time for change. It's time to come out of the closet. Time to come out of the cave and start expressing your truth. Look, and she's got this sense of, she's peering out there. She wants to be out there. She doesn't want to be in this dark cave anymore. Look at the beautiful view. Don't you just want to dive into that water and the reflection of the stars? You want to get out. You want to be doing these things. And it's your desires that lead you. I always say that. Be led by your desires, not by what you feel like you should be doing or copycatting other things. You've got to be led by your own heart, your own desires. So get out the cave and go and do it. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, because this is what you're here for. You're here to lift up the consciousness of humanity. You're here to speak your truth. You're here to be your highest potential, the best version of you. And in doing so, you give other people the permission to do it too. I know I get inspired by people that are completely authentic and living their truth. And it makes me think, well, I want to do that. And I am doing that now. But there was times where you're like, I wish I had the freedom to just express myself. I wish, but all these wishes are just, you are capable of those things. And the more you push past all the boundaries that stop you or prevent you, and are usually mental, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I haven't got that, I'm not as good as, it's all rubbish. Because whatever you are inside, you have the capacity of being naturally. You don't have to try and be someone else. You can be inspired, and that inspiration, I think, is God given, that it's a spark, because you know you're not fully living your potential. Trust your path. Trust it. You know deep within, your heart knows the truth. Your heart knows what you want to be doing. Your heart knows your message. Your heart knows your gifts. Your heart knows your purpose. And again, look at the light coming up down onto this figure here. It's this connection with source. Connection with source, connection to God, knowing that you're here for a reason. We are connected. And that all the messages that you need, all the insight you need, all the knowledge you need, all the intuition, all you ask and it will be given. It's this connection, constant connection. And you've just got to trust that. There's no point going over here and asking your mate, what's what am I meant to be doing? You know. Follow your heart. Connect to source. Know it. It's your truth. You know it. So finally, group 3. Grandmother of Jesus. Seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. I've never seen this one before. Seeing the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So maybe this group, you're already starting, I feel. You've already started doing what you're meant to be doing. You're setting the foundations here. I feel like there's a gathering. You started to meet with people. There are buildings here. So there's some sort of building work already in place. You're already stepping out in your mission. You've already put bricks down. You know what you're doing. Laying foundations. There is a divine plan and you know it. You know you've taken 3 or 4 steps in. You know there's more to come. You've got clarity. Keep going. You know what you're doing. You've started this work in the 3D. This is something that you're building. Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? Maybe you've started something and now you feel a bit blocked, or you feel like you've hit a crossroads, or you're feeling a bit like you don't know the next step. But the thing is, you know what you're doing. But maybe you've started and now you've taken your eyes off source. Maybe you've sort of slipped into looking elsewhere, what everyone else is doing. Just reconnect, I think. Reconnect with what you know you're supposed to be doing. Take your eyes off everything else. Go within. Get that clarity, because you've already started this work. So whatever's triggering you or stopping you and feeling like a stumbling block, that is just an illusion. You just need to push that to the side. And you do that by playing. Yeah. Get out the heavy energy. Start playing. Start enjoying yourself. Celebrate. Don't be so serious. Yeah, this whole, awakening thing, it can feel really serious sometimes, and it doesn't have to be. Like, I've had so much fun since stepping into my gifts and realizing, what I love. Because basically you're expressing your heart, and it's joyful, and it should be fun, and it should be light. And yeah, you get days where it's really tough, or it feels it, but it shouldn't be like that. It should be fun, Like kids, we're playing, we're doing what we're naturally meant to be doing. When kids are naturally doing what they want to be doing, they're just having fun, So I hope this resonates and it is helpful to you. Drop a comment if any of it resonates, or you have something to share. It's really nice to have that sense of community. Just have fun, be childlike, trust that you know what you're doing, and keep going.